So yeah, today what we're going to be talking about is the FTMO challenge. And the reason we were doing that is because I get so many messages all the time asking me about it, and I feel like it would be a good thing to go through because I did actually pass it, and I've taken it 3 times. So I think my role is like a teacher sort of thing or a mentor. It's to kind of fast track you guys because after completing the FTMO challenge, I look at it in a completely different way. I don't look at it as I was looking at it before I had capital to trade with. I mean, to some of you guys, and I know you'll be able to relate, it's kind of like, well, I'm going to be able to trade all this money straight away. It's going to make my 1% a lot more, so that 1 to 5, 1 to 10, it's going to be a lot more money. And it's kind of on that life-changing sort of verge, right? Hoping he's all with me. But yeah, so with me, I actually I remember the first time I took it, I was not ready to take it at all. But I did it anyway, and I failed very, very fast. But yeah, let's go over and talk about what the FTMO challenge actually is, so everyone knows. And afterwards, I'm going to give you my kind of tips, something that I wish I had back then. Okay, I'm going to share my screen real quick. We're going to go have a look. If you guys are wondering why my computer's running Windows 8, it's because I'm always on the move, so there's no point getting a desktop. I have got a desktop downstairs. I still live with my mum, so Also, yeah, the hard drive when it just disappeared. Well, disappeared, it broke. So I went through a lot of stress, and I ended up changing the hard drive from a really old laptop. So that's why Windows 8 is running. I got asked that the other day. So let's get into it, right? Let me just look at chat real quick. Will you do the 200k? No, not at all. I'll go through that at the end as well. Okay. So FTMO and how to prepare for it, pretty much. So one of the first things I wrote down earlier today is, are you really ready to take the FTMO challenge? And this is going to link up to what I'm going to say after I go through what it actually is. But ask yourself, are you actually ready to take it? Are you genuinely a profitable trader, consistently profitable? Is it something that you are ready to do, or are you just kind of wasting money for now? And it's not it's the best thing. It's a good thing really to be able to take a step back and think, right, maybe I'm not quite ready. And in my eyes, the first 2 times I took this challenge, I was just thinking, I know I'm not consistently profitable, but I have good time. I have good, I don't know, days or weeks. So hopefully I take the challenge. I have a couple of trades and it goes well. I was going in with my fingers crossed. You shouldn't ever be going in with your fingers crossed, okay? It should be something that you'll be completely comfortable, and it should be like, wow, this is actually easy, So second point, are you used to trading with said amount of capital? Okay, so if you guys know, FTMO, they do $10,000, $50,000, $100,000, and I believe they just bought out 200,000. So really ask yourself, right? Even if you've traded live, even if your mentor before me said, open a live account, you need to learn how to trade live, to feel the emotions, etc., etc. Yeah, you might have done that. You might have traded with a £500, even £1,000, but £10,000, it's a big jump. And let me tell you something, right? For me, first time I took it, I was just blowing £50 accounts. When I was learning, right, I was just blowing £50 accounts, just blowing them. And then when I took the 10k, it's like taking your first trade live on steroids. Not only because you're being watched and tested, every move is being watched, by the way, and it is possible to pass it and still fail. I'll say that. Yeah, back to what I was saying. Seeing $10,000 in your account, even though you know it's a demo, but obviously it's a test, so the emotions are going to be a lot worse. Okay, it's not like just opening up a live account with $500. It just seems like a lot more for some reason. Seeing the bigger numbers, it's all psychological, if that makes sense. Okay, so I want to go into what FTMO challenge actually is and what you need to do to pass it, because I understand there may be some traders in here. I mean, I'm going to be real with you guys. I see 22 people in here right now. Statistically, I reckon there's about 3 or 4 of you ready and can probably pass it. Okay, so obviously you got the first phase of it. So I'm pretty sure I got all the points here. I didn't actually go on the website and have a look. But you have 30 days to make 10% of an account, okay? Depending on what one you pick. We're going to pretend you go with a 10k, right? So you have 30 days to make 10% of the account. You have to have a minimum trading days of 10. So you can't just do one trade and pass it all in one trade, okay? You need to trade for at least 10 days. If you lose 10% of the account before making a 10%, you fail, okay? So that's instant fail. If you lose that 10% before you make it, you fail, okay? You cannot lose more than 5% in one day. So in a case of having a £10,000 account, you want to basically make £1,000 before you lose it. But one of the requirements is if you lose 5% within 1 day, you also fail. So basically, if you have massive loss on 1 day, you fail. In this case, £500. Okay. This also includes equity. Okay. So this is where a lot of people get confused. So obviously, most of you guys probably use MetaTrader, and obviously there's going to be a tab that says equity when you're in a live trade. All that is your account balance accounting for the trades that you're in. Okay, so say for example you're trading FTMO and you're, I don't know, say you're 100, say like you don't know your risk management, and say you're £100 down on a trade, and then say for example you take a bunch more trades, and even though your account balance is still sitting at 10,000, your drawdown you're holding has passed like £500, so your account is 9,500. You would have automatically failed, even though you didn't close the trades. Those trades could go on to be winners, but because your equity was 5% down, that's an instant fail also. Okay, but the cool thing is, when it comes to this sort of stuff, simple risk management will allow this to not happen. Okay, and obviously having a trading plan like we spoke about a couple of calls ago, maybe having like 1% a day being your limit. If you lose that, you just stop. This will never happen. Okay, so you don't really need to worry about this as long as you're sticking to risk management. Okay, so you need to take a minimum of 10 trades also. So that except if you can't exactly just do it all in one trade. You need to take a minimum of 10 trades. So you can't just, I don't know, pass it in 5 trades. Just make sure you have 10 trades, and that's why sometimes it's a good idea to cut some trades early. Okay, and just build it slowly. And you cannot trade restricted events. This is someone I was surprised. I was on a call with someone who used to, I'd say, mentor me. Well, basically, the guy got me into trading. He has a huge group, okay? And he asked me to come forward and speak because I had passed FTMO. He was on a call just like this. He asked me to speak at the end as someone who had passed and any advice I can give. And he didn't bring this up in the call, but you cannot trade restricted events, okay? So you can't trade restricted events. So what there actually are is that inside FTMO, inside the website, they have their own economic calendar, and they have restricted events. And what these actually mean is you can't trade 2 minutes before or 2 minutes after the event. And it says it in the terms and conditions, but it's hidden well. Like companies do, they hide it well. And yeah, you cannot trade these events, otherwise your account will be instantly terminated. Okay, no, like you can't send an email and say I didn't know. It's in the contract. You cannot trade these events. I can't tell you how close I've come to being caught out. Yes, after, even now, I still trade with FTMO, right? I'm waiting to take my money out and put it in a broker. I still trade with FTMO, and there's still times where I see a setup, I'm like, oh, I want to hop in the market, and I forget to look. And there's been so many close calls where I've been like a couple minutes, 5-10 minutes off trading a restricted event. And even though I'm trading with FTMO and I've made them a lot of money, they would still instantly take the account away. Okay. Oh, that reminds me, there's something I didn't actually include here. Also, when trading FTMO, you cannot hold trades over the weekend, okay, unless you have permission. Say, for example, you are looking to get in a swing position and you wanted to hold the trade over the weekend, you'd have to email them in advance, okay? Even if you're taking the FTMO challenge to hold a trade over the weekend, you have to email them in advance, otherwise they will terminate your account. What if you trade 1 hour, for example, before the restricted event and it carries through event? Would they still fail that? No. Okay, should have explained it a bit better. What actually happens is you can press buy or sell before the restricted event, and you can have an open position through the restricted event, but you cannot close. And bear this in mind also, if you take a notes, write this down. You can't even hit take profit during that 4-minute window, okay? Even if your trade hits take profit within that 4-minute window, it's still classed as you opened or closed the position within that 4-minute window, okay? 2 minutes before, 2 minutes after. So if you're in a trade, yeah, you can have that trade open through the restricted event. Just make sure it doesn't close on its own, or you don't close it within those 4 minutes. Otherwise, it will count as a termination, okay? Yeah, also, yeah, I just want to on about how you can't hold trades over the weekend, okay? You cannot. I mean, there's even been times where I was actually in, if you guys have been with us for a while, I'm gonna show you real quick. I'm gonna show you guys. You will remember we sent out the signal for a beautiful USD CAD trade. What are we on the monthly? So let's get into the 4 hour. Yeah, this is actually sent as a signal. I believe, is Deirdre in here? She might be still in, I'm not sure. Deirdre, if you're in here, are you still in this trade? But the plan was to hold it, and the trade was, we took out these lows right here, and we got in a candle up here. This is where our entry was. Right here. And we can go find it on the whole. We're not going to be able to go to the 5-minute candlestick, but what we'll do, I remember it wasn't over 3 pip stop loss, so we'll go from the top. we'll go 5 pip stop loss. Can't remember exactly what it was. I'm pretty sure it was something like 3. But we'll go 5. Like there. I just want to show you guys this. This is really cool. Okay, so let me just read. You can have a trade running through an event or whatsoever. Yeah, okay, you can have a trade running through the event as long as within those 4-minute windows you don't open another position or close that one or even allow that trade to hit TP. If it's looking like it's hitting TP within that window, you have to move your TP or remove it. Okay, so okay, let's say you pay for a challenge and you didn't pass first time. Would you need to pay to take the challenge for a second time? The first time I believe it goes like this. The first time you take the challenge, if you run out of time, if you run out of days without violating the account, they give you another chance. I believe that's how it works. But yes, every time you fail, you do have to pay for another test if you violate the account. You can have it running, just can't take any profit, etc., or close the section 2 minutes before, 2 minutes after it. That's exactly it. Okay, so let's take a look at this. How big did we want this? It was like, we said 5 pips, didn't we? Yeah, that's around 5 pips. So the trade looked like this. It was such a nice trade. We got in, it was 2 o'clock, I think. 2 o'clock, yeah, about 2 o'clock. Perfectly 2 o'clock. I remember the day. I remember I was watching on Netflix as well. But it was Friday. And yeah. Wait, was it Friday? Damn, it wasn't Friday. Oh yeah, no, it was Friday. So yeah. We ended up closing the position. Well, we had swing targets, and the swing targets was this box right here. Okay, that was TP1. But I closed this trade out at market close. Wait, it couldn't have been a Friday. Wait, it might have been a Thursday. So we're on the 4-hour time frame. The 12th, the 14th, 13th, 14th. Yeah, over a weekend. Yeah, we closed it out somewhere here. It was such a shame, but yeah, the point I was getting at, the reason I'm showing you this is because I remember I emailed as fast as I could, and I got really good response. Their customer service is really great, by the way. I got really fast response saying unfortunately I wouldn't be able to hold the trade over the weekend. In my eyes, I was super annoyed because at that point I just thought, you guys don't understand supply and demand. I know for a fact this market is going to continue to drop, and yeah, you just have to firm it and yeah, close the trade. But good thing is, a couple of my students, they managed to hold the trade until this structure went here. I know we had a couple close it here. I don't know about Deirdre, she's in here, she'll let us know, but TP1 was here. That's just a shame, but shit happens, right? So where are we going right now? Back to US30. So yeah, that's basically the rules. So we spoke about phase 1, but there's also a phase 2. Okay, so once you pass phase 1, you get an email saying well done, you passed phase 1. Then you get the login credentials for your second account straight away. Within it says it can take up to 3 days, but their customer service is so good, it usually happens within like a couple hours. Okay, so you get moved on to phase 2. And phase 2, I mean, I'm gonna talk about this, okay, because I got to phase 2 and failed before. Okay, it is so much easier than phase 1, but I genuinely believe this whole FTMO, they make their money, and the way the system works all runs on your emotions. Okay, and phase 2, like, think about it, right? If you've proven you can pass phase 1, phase 2 is nothing. If you've already read what's here, phase 2 is nothing compared to phase 1. But I feel like what happens with phase 1 is because they actually send you out a certificate after you pass phase 1, not after you pass phase 2. So at that point, this is my experience. I kind of felt like I'd accomplished it, and I was just chilling, thinking, oh my god, I've done it. I'm gonna get all this money. I'm gonna have this capital to trade with. And then when I went to phase 2, I didn't have the same confidence I had in phase 1, because it's almost like, yeah, but you're not done yet. I know this is easier, but it's gonna fuck with your head even more because you're that close to what you could call victory. Okay, so let me just read the chat. It's too easy to be easy, lol. Exactly. Okay, so yeah, phase 2, you have 60 days instead of 30 days. You have 60 days. You have 2 months to make 5%. So you have double the amount of time to make half the amount of profit. Okay, it's just I don't know how to explain it. So again, you have a minimum trading days. You have a minimum trading days of 10. So it's pretty much the same. And what makes it even easier really is you're allowed to lose 10% before you you have to only make 5% before losing 10%. So it doesn't work like you have to make 5% before you lose 5%. you can make 5% before you lose 10%. Okay, so if you lose 10% before making 5%, you fail. It's a bit of a tongue twister, but yeah. So pretty much you have to make half as what you made last time, and you're still allowed to lose 10%. Hoping this is making sense. Okay, so same thing. You cannot lose 5% in one day. You can't lose say £10,000 account. You can't lose £500 in one day. Again, this includes your equity, and you need to take a minimum of 10 trades, same as last time. And again, you can't trade restricted events. Okay, so that's all it is. Okay, so what I'm going to move on to now is just my advice to you, because knowing what I know now and understanding how the challenge works, I can kind of put a system in place for you depending on how experienced you are. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to talk about new traders. Okay, well, I want to talk about things you can all be doing. Okay, but firstly, if you're a new trader and you're on the call right now and you're already like looking in YouTube FTMO challenge, just stop. Okay, because this is the way I look at it, and this is kind of the path this is kind of my journey, if that makes sense. Essentially, like looking in hindsight. Okay, so I was a student for about 2.5 to 3 years, and this is just the exam at the end. So if you're new to trading, okay, if you are 100% in trading, this is the way you should look at it. You're starting your education now. This is your kind of coursework, or this is the work your teacher's getting set you. You're plugging into your live lessons. You're getting information from wherever you can, and you spend even up to the year educating yourself. Okay, this is your learning phase. Just like you go to school to take an exam at the end, use the FTMO challenge as the exam at the end. Okay, when you know you're ready, you have to really know you're ready. Okay, and how you're gonna know you're ready is simply through using a demo accounts. Okay, so I had a group of students before when I was with IM Academy, and this is how I kind of I helped two people pass. Like two people I know passed it through after basically how I told them to do it. Okay, so this is what you should be doing if you're preparing for FTMO. Okay, firstly, I don't believe there's any reason that you should be wanting to trade with more than $10,000. Okay, and the reason I say that is because if you can take that $10,000, why do you need more? Like why do you need to jump straight into 100K? Like if things go south, if your psychology suddenly slips, repercussions could be huge. Okay, just take the 10K account. No one needs to be trading with 100K. You need to build up to that. You know, it's already a big jump going straight to $10,000 for some people, and that was for me. I knew I didn't need to be spending more money on challenges going for the 50K, 100K. Okay, so just stick with the 10,000. You can build up, and if you're a consistently profitable trader, you'll be out of FTMO as fast as you need. Okay, but my advice: go for the 10,000 because it's less psychological stress for one. Okay, so go for the 10K account. Okay, so I'm gonna write this down as I go. So use the 10K account. Okay, so this should be your goal. Whether you've been trading a long time and you're ready to do this in a couple months, whether you just started trading and you're ready to do this at this exact date next year. Okay, aim to go for the 10K account. Okay, and this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna take a 10K demo account. Don't care who it's with. Take a demo account. Go back to the demo account. Best thing you can ever do in trading is go back to a demo account. Okay. And what you're gonna do is every single 30 days, just write out a 30-day plan. You're gonna treat it like the FTMO challenge. It doesn't even have to be 30 days. You can do it weekly. Okay. Just always have a 10K account. Okay. And if you're not profitable, this is a trick I use for my students as well. If they're not exactly making money, you go to the 10K account, you trade it. Okay. You trade. So obviously take setups with confidence, understand your psychology, keep learning, taking everything, like all your aspects of trading. I don't care how you trade, whether you trade like us, whether you trade your own way, do what you're used to, make sure you're profitable in this demo account. Okay. And every time your account surpasses $9,000, okay, you delete the account and you restart. Okay. So you get your 10K account, build as much as you can, even if you're taking it L straight away. As soon as you get to 9,000, you're deleting the account and starting again. Okay, and something's going to start to happen. You're going to have momentum bursts. You're going to have breakthroughs and realizations. All right, this is what works, and your account will go through from 10K to maybe 10,300K. Even if it was a one-hit wonder and you just took one good trade and it was all going south from there. As soon as your account drops below 9,000, you delete it and start again. And then you're going to start to see something. You're going to start to understand trading isn't so much in the skill set, it's all in your head, and understanding when you're executing. It all comes down to psychology. Okay, so let's do this here. So what's going to start to happen is you're going to realize you have two minds in trading. You're going to have the winner's mentality, you're going to have the winner's mentality, and you're going to have the loser's mentality, just with the L. That isn't a very good L, but the loser's mentality, okay? And what's going to start to happen is once you fully understand the skill set, I mean, you could fully understand the skill set and still not be a profitable trader because you haven't got the patience and the psychology. You're going to start to notice the difference between these two. That 10K account, you're going to start to be in this winner's mentality a lot more. But even the best traders will slip into this mentality. I call it the loser's mentality because, you know, when you get in that mood and it's just like, you know full well you could have the best setup ever, but you just know it's going to go the opposite way to you because the markets are against you today. This is what you call the loser's mentality, okay? And what I do when I start to feel this is I just stop trading. I literally forget about the markets and I come back, even if it's in a couple of days, okay? Even myself, you see, I'll have a couple of days break, Pete will have a couple of days break. That's not because we're being lazy, we don't want to help you guys. It's because we have to put our trading first. Even the best of the best of us have bad weeks, that is, okay? So once you get in this loser's mentality, you have to take a break. You have to get out the markets until you think, oh yeah, there's that trading thing I was doing. Let's get back to that. And you come back with a fresh mind, okay? Ready to get into this winner's mentality. And what's going to happen eventually is with these 10K accounts, you'll stop surpassing £9,000. And you're going to get to that point of break even where you're actually breaking even in trades. And eventually you're going to get to the point where you'll grind that 10K account slowly by the 1,000, okay? All the way up to 20,000. And at that point, you're going to know you're ready to take on the FTMO challenge. And even then, okay, even then, when you take the challenge, you're going to feel this thing in your stomach. But it comes down to being confident, understanding the line between skill set and psychology, understanding when to execute, and not being in this loser's mentality. And when I talk about this loser's mentality, if you guys have been hopping on these calls for a while, you know I say this a lot. This sums up revenge trading, trying to make money back, just trading with a bad mindset. You know, you can't be trading like this. It's not the way to win, like, you know. So obviously it comes down to having a system as well, things like that. So a few other tips I wanted to give you guys when we're talking about FTMO challenge is, let's go back to the idea of you have to have a minimum of 10 trading days, and you need, can you hear that motorbike in the background? Jesus, okay. You need to take a minimum of 10 trades also, okay? So what this is going to allow you to do is something quite cool, okay? And this is kind of a cheat way to pass FTMO. But again, you need to understand the way we trade. It only works with supply and demand, following structure properly, okay? So what that actually is obviously you're going to have simple risk management, by the way. Simple risk management, you're risking 1% of your account, no more than 1%. I don't believe anyone should ever risk more than 1% of their account at a time. If you risk 2%, I still don't understand why. Okay, so you risk 1%, and it's going to tap into your zone. As soon as you get the rejection from your zone, you're going to break even. Okay, you're going to break even and take out a small parcel. So even if your risk is £100, you're going to break even and take off £10. Okay, so even if it comes down and breaks you even, you've made £10, and then you can technically take as many trades as you need to. Everyone understands with supply and demand, like we spoke about yesterday, you're always going to get a reaction as long as you're following a proper supply and demand, okay? We showed you how to do that yesterday. So the fact that you're always going to get a reaction basically gives you unlimited chances, okay? Then there's going to be the trades that will only tap into your zone once, then go on to be profitable trades. It's as simple as that. It is so much easier than you'll make it out to be in your brain. It is so much easier. This is why it comes down to psychology and confidence, okay? Something I plan on doing is take the 10K and profits to take for on a big FTMO challenge. Yeah, that's a cool thing to do. That is definitely a cool thing to do. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I took the 10K one. My initial intentions were to double it and put it in a broker so I could keep 100% of profits. Oh yeah, one key thing I should mention: the whole idea of FTMO, they're lending you money and keeping 30% of your profits. You withdraw through invoice every month, so at the end of the month you can do it. So what my intentions were was to take the 10K and put it in a brokerage account. But obviously life gets in the way. I turned 19 this year. I had to start paying rent and all these things. So obviously I had to start spending the money I was making on trading because I quit both my jobs and this become like a full-time thing. It won't happen as fast as you make, you know, like you do those things, right? When you think, if I keep doing this, it should only take this long for me to have this amount of money. I mean, never works out like that. It's always going to take double the time you anticipated and cost double the amount of money. Okay, so that's a good thing you can do. But what I ended up doing was just doubling the account, and I've still got over 100% in profits in there. But I believe I'm just gonna take it out and put it in a broker. I did think about doing the same with FTMO, doing another FTMO, but at the same time, I know I could do it, but I just want to build off this 10k. I don't need anyone else's money, if that makes sense. I feel like, I'm not sure how to put it or what sort of emotion I'm feeling towards this, but I just prefer to now grow the account slowly, because even jumping to £100,000, it's gonna mess up what I've built, mess up the compound black plan I've built. So we're just gonna keep the case where it takes us, Lambo lots, So that's pretty much all. That is pretty much all I had today. I just wanted to talk about FTMO because I had a ton of messages. So if anyone's got any questions, you can drop them now, because I think we're gonna get away with just a call today without having to restart the Zoom. So any questions, please drop them now. I'm gonna give you guys a couple of minutes if you're typing. So yeah. But it's definitely a good thing, guys. Definitely something you should look into if you've been trading a long time and you're profitable and you're in need of capital. Perfect. Really useful again. Thanks, mate. No worries, guys. So I'm guessing there's no questions. Let's wait and see. Appreciate the value. Nice. But like I said, guys, FTMO is so much easier than you make it out to be in your head. But until you truly understand how to visually see that fine line between psychology and skill set, it's not going to work out for you, because trading, it's going to seem like it's against you. Okay, but like I always say, it's about having the statistical advantage. Okay, let's say we make 5k on that 10k challenge, we can't still be down 10,000. Oh no. Once you pass, it's fine. Once you pass, it's yours. The only thing you can't do is again lose £10,000. So say you grew it to 15,000, and then it dropped that to 10,000, and then it went down to 9,000, you'd lose it. But as long as you don't bring the account back to £9,000, which I highly doubt anyone would do. So on a 10k account, you risk 1%, means you have 10 tries for the whole account. Essentially, yes, you have 10 chances. But this is what I was talking about breaking even straight away and taking 1% partials is the way to go. Trust me, it's a life hack, FTMO. Take whatever trade you want, as long as you're following supply and demand and structure properly. Break even instantly, okay? And also, one thing I would say, if you are planning on taking FTMO, book the time off work. You have to book the time off work. You need to be kind of active on the charts, okay? With that trick, do you use the open? No, points of interest vary, to be honest. Oh no, I don't use 50%. What I do is my zones usually are a bit bigger than they usually would be. Well, when I was taking FTMO, just to make sure it didn't, I wasn't using an obnoxious zone and it wasn't gonna wick just below my entry, then shoot up or down. So yeah. So break even profit. I missed yesterday's Zoom, by the way, so I don't know what was said there. Yeah, guys. One thing I do mention this when people message me about the VIP. When we're talking about VIP, obviously you can pay £250 for a lifetime, or you can pay £50 for 1 month. And with the 1 month, you get for lifetime access to the recordings. So you won't have lifetime access to signals, but you'll have lifetime access to recordings. So only takes 1 month payment to get lifetime access to all our recordings. So every time we do a recording, you'll be able to watch back. If you're new to the strategy, you can go back to day dot and watch our first video, basically learn our entire strategy. I have special guest speakers, we have different boot camps, you go over everything, okay? So that's where the true value is. I wouldn't say it's in the signals. For me, signals are just an opportunity for people to earn money while they're still learning, okay? So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna wrap it up there. If you do have any queries about the VIP, just shoot me a message on Telegram, okay? You'll find my name inside Blue Wave Capital description. Just find Luca, shoot me a message, and we can have a chat about it, okay? So with that said, I'm gonna wrap up the call now, and the recording will be sent into the recordings channel. So I'm gonna see you guys real soon, okay? Peace out.
So this says, Luca.